Gonna build a mountain from a little hill.
Evening folks, this is Best and Slot with an update video for Planet Zoo because a brand new CGI trailer has just dropped for the game in the last few minutes or so since I'm recording this. Obviously we're getting the full proper gameplay reveal tomorrow on the 10th from E3, but it seems they've decided to release a trailer nice and early. I want to credit Walter Hanson for sending this to me on Twitter. I haven't seen this yet. This is my first initial reaction. It's only about 30 seconds long, so we're going to watch it together as a group, and then we'll do like a little dissecting thing. We'll go through it, we'll see what we can pick out, see if there's any new animals and stuff like that. But I'm really excited, so let's get started. Okay, well that was awesome. First of all, we officially have a release date, 5th of November 2019. A little bit later than we expected. We all thought October was more likely, but 5th of November we have a release date, and it wasn't a CGI trailer. That was a full gameplay in-game trailer. So let's go back to the start and see what we can pick out, because there was definitely a few new animals spotted there. So let's just look at it scene by scene. So opens up, first of all, I don't think we can really pick up anything from this. Isn't great quality. It's very pretty, don't get me wrong, but let's have a look at the first scene. Okay, we've got ourselves a lovely giraffe shaking its head around. And again, this on the right hand side, elevated pathing and sort of viewing areas is going to be a big part of our parks, I think, which makes a lot of sense. It's a very real part of modern zoos as well. Okay, we have a baby elephant. Not much to see here. Nice that we've got these custom animations on the elephants, you know, picking up the water and then hosing themselves down. And you can see there a little bit the gender dimorphism. I'm assuming the elephant on the left is female, the elephant on the right is male. And it's really showing the difference not just in size, but in head structure and sort of the way the bodies are formed. But let's move on to the more exciting stuff. There we go. Oh, so exciting. Now, I don't want to wager a guess as to what we're looking at here specifically, but quick little mid-video update. I've changed my mind since editing this video. I'm pretty sure these are Nile crocodiles now, so I'm going to say they're alligators and stuff like that. Just ignore me. I'm going with Nile crocodiles, but do let me know what you think in the comments down below, and we'll have to wait for official confirmation anyway. It looks to be an alligator of some description, based on the shortness. My main takeaway on the difference between alligators and crocodiles on a very like basal level is that crocodiles tend to be thinner and tend to have much longer snouts and stuff like that. Now, I don't know what this is for sure. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. Please let me know in the comments down below. But to me, it looks like an alligator of some description, which is really, really exciting. This is the first reptile we've seen in our game. Now, we did suspect they were on the way. We've been told we're getting snakes. We've been told we were getting other reptiles. But just seeing them in motion like that, look at them swimming on them. Oh, okay, we're going to go back and watch. I didn't even see the cub last time. Right, let's just watch that again. Yeah, it's only a brief clip. We're going to see them again in a minute, but it looks great. Anyways, then we come to our wolves. Now, this is the second time we've seen the wolf, this time in a much less snowy environment. So it does seem, and we've seen this before, that animals will be able to live in multiple habitats. They're not going to be constrained like this is a wolf, this Alaskan Siberian wolf, I think it is. Siberian grey wolf? Timber wolf? Timberwolf will not be restrained to the Arctic environment. We've already seen it, and this is a fairly warm-looking area. I think you will have to make considerations for your animals depending on habitat, but they're not going to be restrained to one specific biome type. But what I want to point out is the guy on the left-hand side. This adorable, really sad-looking wolf cub, and again showing the babies aren't just resized adults. So it sounds obvious, but so many games basically shrink down the babies and give them bigger eyes. This, we've got completely different patterning all over the body. It looks like an entirely different animal, essentially, which it should do as a baby. The morphology, the basal morphology, there's my fancy word for the video, looks different. It looks awesome. Gives it a little shake. Again, just more unique animations that give these animals life. Again, we have another little baby bear in the backdrop. We've got the male and the female that we've speculated about before. This is actually the same exhibit we've seen several times. You can see the heating pads back there in the cave on the left hand side as well. The bear stands up on his hind leg. Oh, I love that. You can just look at the baby, just watch the baby. Oh, then we get our chimpanzees. Now, have we seen the chimpanzees? We haven't seen the chimpanzees. Let's just watch that clip through. So what we can see here is a few different things. He's kind of seems to be grooming himself. It seems we do have some grooming behaviour in there. Whether we'll have chimps grooming other chimps is, you know, we still have to see that for ourselves. We see them jumping along and just flying along, doing their thing, exploring rather dynamically looking. The chimpanzee, what would you call it? playpen sort of thing. We've seen that before in the lemur exhibit, but of course it's going to apply to multiple different animals. We get another lovely look at our giraffes, and this weird little thing on the right hand side. I don't think you can see my mouse, that's my bad, but on the right hand side, ingrained into the exhibit, there's a ventilation system or something. Maybe it's a speaker, perhaps. That would be a bit weird for it to point directly into the exhibit, though. So I wonder what that is. It's interesting. Again, it's the little animations that make this work. Look at the ear, the little ear flap as it shakes its head. You know, these animals really shaking his head around. They feel. Okay, back again. Same exhibit again, so there's the cave. So this is really interesting because this is the exact same exhibit. You can see the tree placement and the cave placement and everything is the same. We once again have the male bear, the female bear, and the little cub. So, this is interesting for a couple of reasons. I'm looking at these snowflakes. Right, you all remember that image of the Styracosaurus and stuff for Jurassic World Evolution in a snowy environment, meant to be a preview for Jurassic World Evolution 2. And we kind of compared the snow with it from Planet Coaster, and this is the same snow. I can recognise some of the shapes. This is the exact same snow, so that's interesting. That actually lends credence to the fact that it's... I have no idea what it is, what that supports. So not only do we have... What's interesting about this is not only is it... Well, because it's the same exhibit, instead of that sort of, it was a temperate woodland looking area, now obviously the weather has changed, we've got a snowstorm, and everything is covered in snow. All the trees are covered in snow, the cave is covered in snow, the rocks in the background are covered in snow. Everything has been swamped by this Arctic environment. So it seems like even if you're going to build in a tundra, maybe you're not going to have seasons per se, I don't think that'll be a thing, but the weather will fluctuate between different states, and maybe you'll have to accommodate for multiple different weather states in all of your exhibits, obviously depending on your location. Like this exhibit, maybe they get a little bit too warm in the temperate, maybe they get a little bit too cold in the Arctic, and you've got to kind of address that. I love this little swimming animation on the bear as well in the foreground. His head just above water, swimming along. What else do we see next? Get a bit more chimps, a little baby chimp. I've got to admit, I don't like chimps, we're not going to spend too long on the chimps. But... that's erotic. That is so cool. I will check what I think that is. I really couldn't hesitate to guess one. I mean, it looks like a saltwater to me, but there's some other things I've just noticed as well in the background. But I just want to look at this again because I love the animation on this chimp. Stop playing. It's just, it looks hesitant. It looks alive. It's just kneeling down. It's got its mouth in its hand. It's kind of biting its nails or chewing on a termite or something. It's so important that these animals feel real, and this is great. This is the big one. I'm erect. I'm not gonna lie. That's really all I wanted. And other things to note. So again, the environment has dynamically changed to the weather. All the rocks, all the leaves, the roof of the viewing area are all damp now. I really love how the viewing area kind of blends into the rocky background as well. Further to that, all our guests in the background, they have umbrellas, ladies and gentlemen. Umbrellas on our guests. It doesn't sound like a big deal, but that is the kind of thing that makes it feel a little bit more realistic. It's one of those little details that was really missing from Jurassic World Evolution that brings your parks to life. This looks so cool. I could watch this clip forever. I'm going to try not to, but that's the stuff. Again, we've got... look at that exhibit. I do believe this is the same zebra exhibit we saw last time. You know when they released that screenshot showing where you had to count all the zebras? I believe it was this shot because it was a nice big open foresty exhibit with some water, and then it had this viewing area over to the left, so I think the camera was probably on the left-hand side looking over. And again, look on the zebra on the right and look at the muscles in the body, how they're reacting to the shaking of the head. No, it's not a little contained animation. Every animation affects the entire body of these animals. Look at it. Ooh. Shaky, shaky, shaky. Got a howling wolf, just looks beautiful. Hello, chubby hippo. Now, this is slightly concerning. So I mentioned this in a recent video. And again, I believe this is the same hippo exhibit based on this exhibit on the right. That hippos don't really swim at the surface. That isn't really what they do. And right here we have 3 hippos at the surface. I'm not saying that's all they're going to do, and I'm still hopeful that we'll see some hippos diving down and sort of resting on the bottom of the water, as hippos do quite often. But I'm going to suspect that's not the case based on what we're seeing. I do love how this hippo on the right has his hands kind of tucked in underneath his chubby body. Elephants again doing the same thing, this time with the dirt, playing around a little bit. We've got what looks to be a toy or a play area of some description. If you look on these rock pillars on the left-hand side, there's this... I don't know what that would be. Maybe it rolls around a little bit. It's some form of toy. There's also a shelter on the right-hand side. And then a roaring lion with his little cub. Okay, we're going to watch it through one more time, just to see if there's anything we missed. But I do want to point out, Is it even on this list? No. There will be a full gameplay reveal for Planet Zoo tomorrow on the 10th during the PC show. This is Twitch E3 Day 1. Planet Zoo is being shown at Day 2, so I will have a full video on that. I will upload the gameplay on its own to the channel, and then we're going to do a proper analysis video. Maybe a reaction, it depends how you guys feel about this. I may actually just react to it live again. It depends how you guys feel about this video. Let's watch it through one more time, see if we missed anything, and then we'll go. Shake, shake. Crocodiles. Alligators, whatever. Does all go by rather fast, doesn't it? I'm sure there's a few things we can maybe draw from this that I'm not quite seeing, but I think we got most of the important details in. Now, in terms of new animals, we didn't see much there. We saw the chimps. We knew chimps were in the game, but we hadn't seen those. And we also, of course, saw our crocodilian alligator sort of ship. My entire park, nothing but these guys right here. Yeah, I'm excited in case you can't tell. Right, so let me know, did you spot anything in the comments down below that I didn't manage to see on our little look through? Are you as excited about this trailer as I am? I will of course link it down below if you want to check it out for yourselves. And that is about it. Thank you so much for joining me, ladies and gentlemen. Very exciting stuff. Come back tomorrow for the live gameplay reveal, and I'll see you lovely folks then. Cheers, much love as always. Bye-bye. Hey folks, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want to help support me a little bit more, you can do so at patreon.com/bestinslot. There's a link in the description down below. Every little really does help in times like these, but it's not at all expected, and by just watching the video you've already helped me out massively, and it makes you a pretty cool person, so well done you. Thanks for joining me either way, I'll see you next time.